Hello, my name is Wlodyka. I oversee creative for the WWE franchise. Well, we spend a lot of time tuning the gameplay balance. For us, that's a really important part, is making sure that the attacks and the defense feel really well balanced and mimic kind of what a real wrestling experience is. So, just like you'd see in real matches, at the start of a match, it's all about your lower impact moves, your punches, your kicks, your hip tosses, your slams. Before you actually move into the higher impact move, your suplexes, your power bombs, any moves from the top rope. So the way we do that is through our weak and strong grapple system. So basically with your weak grapples, those give you all your access to your lower impact moves, like I was talking about, your slams and your hip tosses. For an opponent, those are the hardest moves to counter because they happen so quickly. The strong grapple moves, your power moves, are the ones that do the most damage. And those are the ones that are easiest for your opponent to counter because he can see you leaning back and coming forward with the big grapple. So what we do is try to really make sure that mechanic's right. So at the start of a match, you'll notice your opponent doing a lot of the lower impact, lower damage moves because those are the ones he can get off. You'll want to wear down your opponent so that it'll really open up for the strong grapple to build in some of the more impactful moves. Sort of as a side result out of that, the whole new submission system comes into place where when you're doing your lower impact moves, you still want to focus on a specific body part to ensure that you can wear that down and you can gain the advantage in the little tug-of-war system. So kind of from a gameplay standpoint, that's been the primary focus, really tuning that balance, as well as focusing on the superstar attributes. We talked a little bit about that before, about the strength, speed, stamina, charisma, and how those all factor in to ensure that the guys really feel, not only do they look 100% like their real life counterparts, which is evident from looking at the game. That's just a first impression, you're like, wow, it looks fantastic. But from a gameplay standpoint, just because it's as important to ensure that these guys are wrestling like their real life counterparts. So if I take a Triple H and I'm going up against a lower end talent, even sort of somebody who's considered part of the upper class, like a Batista. Let's say Triple H and Batista were to go at it, which they never would, but let's say they were to go at it. You would still notice that difference. Triple H, he is the be all end all. He's a powerful person. The way he builds up his adrenaline, sort of the damage that he does with his moves is more than Batista does. So you definitely feel that you're an advantage with him. We've also added the momentum shift feature, which was discussed a little bit before, and that's kind of your last crack at it. So basically, if you're in dire straits and it's getting towards the end of the match and you're in a world of hurt, you have a chance to pull that momentum shift feature out and really turn the tables. The problem, it's very much a risk reward. So if you do decide to go with it and your opponent counters it, well, you're pretty much done. That's your final nail in the coffin. So if you decide to use it, you're playing with fire, because if you don't execute it, you're going to get pinned. If you do execute it, the match goes on and the turn's tied just like they would in a WWE match. So kind of that sort of puts gameplay into check as to what we've been working on. But the other big thing, which I know everybody's wondering about, is our season mode. So season mode is by far the biggest focus this year. So we've done some things with gameplay, and we've really cranked up the graphics. So focusing on each of the areas, we're doing things to really take the game to the next level. And season mode is just as important and will be completely different from last year. So in last year, where we took the action outside of the ring, this year we've sort of a theme throughout the product is make it the WWE experience. So for season mode, we've created the storyline where basically we're throwing you into things. So you decide who you want to be. You create yourself. You can create an existing character, a past character, whoever you want. And you go through sort of a wrestling school stage, so to speak. And the whole idea there is nobody's throwing a contract at you to get that put you in the WWE right away. It takes years and years of blood, sweat, and tears to get into the WWE. And working with these guys, it's one of the main things they talk about is the fact that, they've been in this business for a lot of time. They've put in a lot of hard work to get to the WWE, and you just don't make it like that. So we've tried to focus on that whole element as part of our story mode in really proving yourself to Eric and to Vince that you deserve a shot, but at the same time, not just making it one-off matches, okay, I'm winning, then I go in, but I'm also building my attributes, I'm building my move base, really sort of cranking that up. And then once you're in the WWE, Then you encounter all the storylines, the turns, the twists, the drama. You know, Triple H, he's your friend. He's asking you to do certain things. Sometimes you may even get in a situation where he wants you to throw a match to give somebody else a push. But really, is he your friend, or is he doing something else behind your back? Just like something that would be happening in the WWE. So we're really excited about this. The whole experience is tailored around a storyline that's entirely possible. Maybe little bits could have happened in the WWE, but very much fresh for this product. And we're really stoked as to what the response to that is going to be. So the GameCube Day of Reckoning product is definitely a different product from the PS2 product and the Xbox product. You know, it's funny because we're in a position where each product offers something very, very different, but very, very cool and very representative of a WWE experience. So as a WWE fan myself and a gamer, I would buy all three products because they're all very different, unique, but cool at the same time. So in terms of Day of Reckoning, its strengths by far are in the grappling balance gameplay. So the way that I go into my strong grapples and my weak grapples, how the countering system flows out of that. Hey, it's easy to counter the big powerful grapples, but it's harder to counter the quick grapples, and the way I sort of have to build my matches like I would in real life is very much specific to the GameCube product. The action's a little bit slower. Right now, we sped up the action in the build that you see today, just to give us a feel, see what people think of that. It's not necessarily the direction we're taking. The PS2 product is sort of a more Twitch-based, faster product. GameCube has always tended to be a little bit sort of slower, more strategic. But it's one of those things that we can easily change and give people a different experience. Hey, we don't like that, or hey, we do like that. It might be something we want to start. So gameplay is one element. By far, the season mode, the whole storyline, the earning your stripes, paying your dues before you even get to the WWE, and then the whole storyline around that, very much specific to this product. The presentation element, the way that we use cameras in this product, the transitions that we use, those are all new for the GameCube product. They're not done in the other products. So the music that we're going to use this year is fresh. We've used generic music in the past. Given with GameCube and its limited disc capacity and the fact that we can't have voiceover, which drives us absolutely nuts, we need to do something that's pretty cool on the product. And the best way to approach that, and a way that games are going in general, is to use cutting-edge licensed music. So that's our whole idea this year, is to, and not just necessarily go with one genre, but mix a few different genres together to give everybody, a really cool experience when they're playing the game. So Day of Reckoning for the Nintendo GameCube exclusively is coming out September 2004. We are absolutely stoked, Products in general make a significant improvement or an improvement every year. With WrestleMania 19, we made a big improvement over the previous product. This year, honestly, it's taken a massive leap forward. From the first time that you pop in the game and you see the graphics, you'll be wowed by this. The fact that there's new modes, a complete new single-player mode, key additions to gameplay from an attributes and a submission meter and the whole grappling countering interface, to the presentation, new camera angles, high-impact moments, so the way when people jump off the ropes, the new positioning of camera to really draw you into that experience. All that with the music combined is going to make this just a fantastic product that we're super stoked about.